Hello everyone, my name is Heather Autumn and welcome to my channel. Alright, so I'm back in my kitchen. I'm trying to do this thing where I alternate going out and doing something in Boston and then coming back and kind of doing something in my apartment. So this is an apartment episode and I'm going to show you a recipe today that is actually kind of dear to my heart. For those of you who don't know, Australia Day is coming up. I had the opportunity not too long ago to go to Australia. I spent about a week in Canberra, which is the capital, and then I spent about a week, about 2-minute walk from Coogee Beach. I don't think that's how it's pronounced. It's Coogee. So any Australians out there, if I'm saying it wrong, I'm sorry. It was actually the place where I started really taking my blog seriously. I kind of had this moment of like, what can I do for myself? And I realized that while I had a blog, I hadn't really committed to taking it seriously. So I wrote out an editorial calendar and I committed to doing one blog post a week for a year. It was eventually what turned into this channel because I had someone comment and they were like, what are you doing? Why aren't you making this into episodes on YouTube? You would be doing so much better. And I was like, yeah, why am I not? So while I was there, I also was able to go down to Bondi Beach, which is world famous. There's actually a show called Bondi Rescue that I love watching on the sheer basis that it reminds me of just the place and the mannerisms and the feeling of Australia. But while I was there, I started to notice like how healthy the eating was. Now I don't know if it was because I was by the beach and it's like beach life or what, but it was just really amazing. And so while I was there, I actually picked up this book called Bondi Harvest. This is by Guy Turtland and Mark Elston, and I really like it. It has full color pictures of not just like different foods that they have, but also of just Bondi itself and the beaches and just some of the local life. This is a great book and we're actually going to be cooking out of it. So the recipe I'm going to be showing you how to make is this right here. And it is the triple grain hipster salad with salmon. Now this serves two, and the most tedious part about it is probably the fact that you're going to be using and cooking 3 different kinds of grains. They're all separate, they all have different cook times, so it's a pain. But I've tried this recipe before. I've even shown it on a past episode, which I'll link in the description below. And I'm gonna show you how to make it in your own home. Now I say this with every cooking episode, but if you're one of those people who likes to have things written out for you, please be sure to check the description below where I'll be linking to my blog. And I'm gonna have pictures and the video and everything listed, all the instructions on how to make this. So please check out the description below. All right, so with that, let's get started. So the nice thing about this is that it doesn't have a lot of ingredients. And like I said, everything I'm gonna tell you is stuff that you can get at your local store. The 3 grains that we're going to be working with would be the wild rice. I got this Wegmans organic one. I've used it before, it's pretty good. You're also going to be working with some white quinoa. And lastly, some pearl barley. This is by Bob's Red Mill. Any barley will do as long as it's pearl barley. Now you'll need 1/3 cup of each of those. And in some cases, you're gonna definitely be making more than that. So my advice would be to make minimal amounts of each grain. And then if you have some left over after this recipe, maybe packing it into bentos or having it as a side in future meals for the week. So while our rice cooks, I want to show you what I use for the fish. I get this giant pack of just sockeye salmon. It has skin on, it's boneless, and I get the bulk pack from Costco. I like these because these come pre-portioned, the skin is on, and I just can grab it, defrost it, and go. I've been trying to get on track with just getting healthier, and coming home and being able to just take something like this out, throw it in some water, let it defrost, and then cooking with it has been super helpful. Alright, so we have made all of our grains. I definitely have some leftovers, which I'll be utilizing in my bento boxes. So out of the barley, the quinoa, and the mixed rice, you want 1/3 cup of it. So I just took 1/3 of each and I put them in here, and you're gonna mix that up, and we're gonna get started in putting this dish together. I'm gonna add about a tablespoon of coconut oil in my pan. So you wanna add in a half teaspoon of ground ginger. Ideally it would be fresh, but if you don't have fresh, ground works just fine. Next you want a half teaspoon of crushed red chili pepper flakes. And next you'll want a heaping half teaspoon of minced garlic. You're also going to want to add in onion. I had some frozen onion on hand, and you'll want about a half an onion if you have it fresh or frozen. Next, you're going to want to put this on medium heat, and we're going to start cooking. So here's our onions, and they're turning out pretty good. And you're going to want to mix this for about 5 minutes or until the onions become translucent. All right, that's looking good. So the next thing you want to add in is the kale. This is 4 leaves with the stalks removed, and they're chopped up into tiny pieces. So with this added in, you're going to want to cook it for about 3 minutes until it's nice and wilted. So after your kale is all wilted down, you want to take all of your grains that you made and add them to the mix. So after all that is nicely cooked, you want to move it aside and let it cool down while you work on your fish. Now the secret to getting really crispy salmon skin is to dry it off first. So I like to open it, put it on a paper towel, and just pat it dry before I put it in the pan. Alright, so my dinner is all done, and one thing I totally forgot to get was a lemon, because usually I have lemon with fish, but this time I have some just regular lemon juice that I'm gonna just put on top, and I'm gonna try it. Alright, so here is our bite. We have some of the grains on there and some fish. Alright, so what I like about this is that it looks really like fancy to me. It's a smaller portion, and it looks like it's not gonna fill you up, but those grains are so hearty, and the fish is a nice protein that's gonna keep you feeling full. And also too, after eating that, on the back of that, I forgot that I added chili pepper flakes. So you got that heat to it, but you have that flavor of the lemon with the fish and the crunchy skin. It just feels like a very satisfying dish. I feel good eating it. It's a bunch of different grains that I don't usually have. So I'm excited about this, and I hope you are too. Again, if you're kind of on a weight loss journey similar to me, then this would be a great recipe for you to try. So of course I'm gonna link the book as well as this recipe on my blog in the descriptions below, so please check that out. And I'm gonna go eat this, so if you like this, please be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. It helps my channel by letting YouTube know that my videos are being watched. So if you've made this or you have any questions about how it's made or ingredients or anything like that, please ask that in the comments. This is a meal that I'm really excited about, and it's just one of those ones that I really enjoy making. It's a little time consuming, but it's just something that is like, the end result is so good. So thank you again so much for watching. I really appreciate it. All of your likes and comments, those mean so much to me, and I hope that this meal inspires you in some way as well. So thank you again for watching, and I'll see you next week. Bye!